All right, second try. Here's a perspective shift. Just take if it resonates for you. Always, of course. It's actually from a place of love to cut people off or set firm boundaries, and definitely standing by your boundaries, because of course if you're setting a boundary but then you're still pushed around, then you get then you're becoming this pushover, and then there's this lack of trust and stuff like that, or respect or whatever. But like, that's been it's still like, there's times as a parent that, and I'm gonna use that example just because I'm always with this kid, and but I've seen it with my own kid, and then I've also, okay, this is the other thing I was gonna say about it, is that I feel like that's an unspoken rule on this path, or just once you're healing, once you're trying to heal, because you're really healing the relationship with yourself, which is all of the relationships around you too. But it's been so crazy for me, and I don't know what it's like for other people. I don't know if a lot of people have like karmic relationships. And I was listening to a reading the other day, and they were like, if most of your relationships are karmic, it's probably past life related. And I was like, that kind of get in a weird sort of like a really strange way. It gave me a sense of relief, because I'm just like, I don't just want to hate. I don't want to just be the cold heart. Like, I don't want to be a cold hard bitch. Like, I don't like, I want to, what's the word? Oh my gosh. I was trying to make it shorter this time. I want to stand in my truth, and I want to go stand by like my boundary. Because I used to be a pushover. I used to be a people pleaser, and I did fawning. And I feel like probably all those of us that are like really sensitive, it's like you're always trying you even when you don't want to, you're tuning into other people's energy. So it's like, and it's not like there's that to me that's like, we are fickle, and we're wired for connection. Like, I mean, that's how it feels, at least. And so it's like, I think it's natural to like want to tune into other people, or like, get on there, be, what is that word? What is that, like, matching energy? But I don't think it's actually healthy. Like, that's my point, is it's like, I think both that desire to feel like you're on the same level, and then also because we've been programmed to people please, it's like we're having to counter that now. Because it's like, the difference to me is that it's like, it gives this sense of like, I'm entitled because I'm saying I'm not putting up with this anymore. But it's really like, I'm setting a boundary, and I'm standing firm in what is true for me, and what I say, what is okay, what I tolerate and what I won't tolerate. Because I also try to be like the observer whenever I can, and like, I also just like that. So I feel like I can say that, because I like being the observer. But like, I gotta give a pattern. I've got to give an example for my kids. It was like, there's a few of them, but like, one is that my kid's really bad about, I don't want to say bad, he doesn't care about like, I don't want to, okay, let's do a different one. That's probably just a boy thing with the hygiene, but he doesn't want to, okay, I'll use the one I used before. He doesn't like to engage that much with toys. And so I started saying like, if I was like doing something else, and I'm like, I noticed that he's not really doing anything, I'll give him options. And lately he's been like picking up books and looking at them and trying to read them and stuff like that. And he's always been a little bit that way. Like, there's things I know that he loves to do, but then there's a lot of that, like, he used to stim all the time, but now it's more just like, he'll just, I don't know, just I don't want to say be lazy, but like, he just won't engage all on his own very often. And he's not the kid that just gets a sketch pad out and sketches, or even Legos he doesn't really play with much. So okay, back to the point. It was like, I said that to him, and I felt kind of bad about it. Or it's just like, anyway, but then it was like he started doing his thing, and it was like, and that, like, stuff like that happens all the time, where it's like, once I set the boundary, and if I maybe have to enforce it a couple times, but then the energy shifts, and it's like, it helps it. And that's like, as much as it would be nice for it to just be like, okay, that's it, it's like, it does keep changing. So it's like, there's that too, where it's like, because this is coming to me because it's like, it's such a weird world that we're living in with like online, and I still don't really enjoy like cutting people off or this whole cancel culture idea or whatever. But like, what I've seen is that it's like, that goes hand in hand with boundaries, and that if people are like blowing you up from different accounts, and this has been like also bulldoze my boundaries with all these fake accounts, because there's not anything I can do. I can't stop people from doing that, and it is what it is. But it's like that, it kind of goes together of that, like, that's someone like it's not infringing free will necessarily, but they're not respecting your boundaries. So to me, it's the same thing with like needing to cut people off or set a firm boundary with them of like, this behavior isn't cool, because you've watched it play out, and it doesn't suit you. You don't feel seen, you don't feel heard, you feel like they're bulldozing you feel like they're not respecting you or whatever. And when you're by yourself, you could be because and if you're doing any type of like self-improvement, like, you're already working on your self-care and everything. So it's like, it all kind of goes together of like, you just start putting yourself first, and then you start to see these things from a different angle of like, because it's also creating harmony. That was the thing that came to me, is it's like, I love being in environments that are harmonious, but the only way to do that is to do the work in myself first, and to make sure my self-care is good, and to make sure, like, once I'm in a state of calm, I can create around me. And that still is like, it is hard some days still with the chaos. I mean, chaos is here regardless, but like, my kid being loud some days, like, I'll ask him to go outside sometimes for a few minutes so that I get a break, because there are days that it doesn't bother me, and there are times when it does. And so we're always going to annoy the people that you're closest to, but like, there was something else about this. I feel like it's more it's because I only know it from the people that I've been with in my life, and then like with my kid, and that's different because it's a mother to child relationship. But I have had to do a lot of work with this one, because he was very stubborn. I mean, and all kids go through that toddler phase and stuff, but I always find that like, when I set it up front, and I'm like, okay, this is what I tolerate, and this is what I don't, it's like, it always ends up working out better, because it's like, it also, you're reaffirming yourself, you're rebuilding that trust with yourself and that security with yourself first. And it helps you to be able to take on more. Like, that, there was something about this that I was like trying to get to a point. It's like, it's securing that in yourself, so that you can be more for others, so that you can create harmony around you, so that you can bring peace and stuff like that. But it's like, it always starts with us, and there's always going to be the people that like see you as the villain, because you're not gonna bow down to them or whatever. And they may call you entitled or whatever, but then that came to me before, and I was like, whatever, like, if they want to see me as entitled, like, I'm cool with that. Like, yeah, okay, I'm entitled. Like, I say this is what I'm okay with and not okay with, and if that makes me entitled, then cool. Because it also shows you like who is going to be able to stick around you and who isn't, because you're setting that standard. So it does it weeds things out. It allows for more clarity, and it helps you to show up more for the people who do want whatever it is that you're bringing, who do yeah, I was trying to think of what a different way to word it. Like, yeah, whoever like want what you're bringing, and you just start to accept and just realize it's like, again, that like, you're not for it. You're not for everybody, and they're just, not everyone's gonna be ready for you or not gonna like you, and that's okay too, because it's because like for me, it's like at the end of the day, I'm like, it's me and Teddy, and it's been me and Teddy, and I would love to figure, like, allow more people in, and I don't want to let pride be the reason that doesn't happen. But it's like, either way, like, I have to keep finding a way to manage it the way it is. So it's kind of like, I wasn't fully forced in the situation because I walked away from people. But that's what I mean. It's like, it's an unspoken rule, because if you are someone who's trying to enact change and you're creating that stronghold with yourself again, you're always going to be that person that's putting themselves first. And then the rest of the people that are ready to, because you are trying to lead by example. And when I was like doing people pleasing and all that, it was like it was just confusion. It was like, that's where you start to, all the boundaries get blurred, and you're like, I don't know where I end and other people begin. And it's this, there's no clarity, and it just is like, it just starts off something, it starts off like whatever, and then it becomes something that's really hairy. And it's like, I'd rather be the person that's standing up for myself and what I'm okay with, even if that makes me entitled, or like the bossy one or something in other people's perspective. It's like, okay, that's cool. Like, because okay, this got drawn out. I think it's just it is the way it is, because it's like, as women, if I don't have those boundaries, then I'm a pushover. Or like with the wrong people, they're just gonna, because I think that's too the storyline that I'm been dissolving and trying to take my power back in that way. Because I do, like, even with my family, it's like, I was the person that I was loyal, and I showed up, and I'm just like with my kid, I'm loyal to him. But now it's like, now I'm loyal to God. Now I'm loyal to my son and to God. And it's like that caused all of this friction, all these people to be mad, and all of this other stuff, because I pulled my energy back, and it was a shift. But it's like, then you start to see the truth of situations. And that's what I mean, of like people who they didn't really want you around. They just wanted your energy. They just wanted whatever it was that they wanted from you, but they didn't actually want to like journey alongside you. So yeah, I guess there is this sort of like lion-hearted entitlement that comes with this journey. But you're trying to create the security within yourself, and that comes with the whole boundaries, and like, because you're choosing, when you're not tolerating something, you're like, okay, I'm choosing what works for me and my inner child first, so that I can create those environments with others and be around people where both of our inner childs can play, because they're secure enough in themselves too. And I haven't experienced enough of like conscious relationships. I have in like small, and it is interesting, because it's like, if it's not a deep conversation that's going on, there's not usually a lot of banter. And that's another thing that's different to me, because it's like, I feel like I know I'm talking a lot now, and I don't dislike people that talk a lot, but I feel like oftentimes people who just like go is like, it's just back and forth, just like their egos are just going back and forth, and it's not like a deeper, because people who are been by themselves a lot, you've just become more silent. You've been in silence more. You're more of a listener. It all goes together. But I don't know. This got drawn out. But I guess because you're kind of walking as the lone wolf or the lion in a sense, and it just kind of comes with the territory of like the people who can't match you, or can't meet you, or can't respect you, or whatever, or not hearing you. You've got to just cut them off, because it's like your piece comes first, which does, again, I see how it seems snooty, but it's just like it just comes with the territory. So I just wanted to speak that. All right, love you guys.